Hi there patrons, this is a video exclusively for you, and as promised I'm going to reveal exactly what the Allip was whispering about in the background of that video. I think you'll be suitably amused by this as it forms a logical connection between some things that really have been staring us all in the face for a very long time. I lost the actual script for what the Allip was whispering directly, but everything that they were talking about is covered in this video, so don't worry. So, here we go. Tharizdun created the astral dreadnoughts to constantly roam the astral plane in order to devour any mortal creature foolish enough to try and gain premature access to the domains of the gods, essentially the afterlife. You can read about the astral dreadnoughts in Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes between pages 117 and 118. I'll be doing a video on them at some point. His reasoning was that any lesser being that laid eyes on the domains of the gods might get ideas about travelling to these places, or have such hubris that they might actually seek to challenge the gods, or even seek to become gods themselves. Turns out he was entirely correct, and that is exactly what has happened on a fairly regular basis, because there are only a limited number of astral dreadnoughts created by Tharizdun. They can't be everywhere at once, and Tharizdun is now imprisoned, and he can't make any more of them. Astral dreadnoughts are reflections of Tharizdun, and if I can go off script for a second here, Tharizdun, there are a number of different aspects of Tharizdun which points towards him being a force for controlling and stabilizing the multiverse. One of the reasons why Tharizdun went mad is because chaos entered into the equation to such an extent that it seemed that the universe of Dungeons & Dragons could never be stable. So he's single-minded in that respect. And astral dreadnoughts are single-minded, arrogant in the extreme, and are potent psionic creatures who also have a fundamental ability to control reality to a certain extent. While Tharizdun can directly reshape reality, transmute elements, create demiplanes, dominate the will of other beings, spontaneously create or nullify any sort of magical effect, and so on, the astral dreadnoughts have the constant ability to project an anti-magic field from their single central eye. The astral dreadnoughts have no desire to, or are perhaps also prevented from, entering the material plane, but they have no restrictions on their mental faculties and can project into or sense the material plane via any portals to it that exist in the astral plane. These include the many color pools that link the astral to the other planes of the multiverse. By design of Tharizdun, the astral dreadnoughts are compelled to patrol around these color pools, devouring any creature that seeks to use them to travel the multiverse. Now, here's the fun connection. Astral dreadnoughts do not technically need to eat, drink, or sleep, but they do sleep and dream when they feel like it. Often they do this near astral pools. When the titanic mind of an astral dreadnought dreams, it is quite capable of psionically projecting and manifesting a dream version of itself through the warping lens of the color pool into another plane of existence. And when you think about it, this makes sense, because when you enter into the astral realm from the material realm, your body basically dematerializes and materializes in that other place, or your astral projection materializes into the primaterial universe. So the astral pools almost create bodies for you. This is something which is kind of not really covered in later editions of the game, but certainly is discussed earlier on. As the power and psyche of the astral dreadnought manifests itself, modified by whatever it is dreaming about, and filtered through the astral color pool, what appears on the other side is a beholder. Possessed of a single anti-magic field projecting eye, its body is a strange orb, floating as if it's still native to the subjective gravity of the astral realm, and also, like that realm, many different color pools connected in many different planes. So, too, in the body of the beholder, many eye stalks sprout from its body, each capable of projecting different forms of magical force. Like the astral dreadnought, the beholder is arrogant, self-obsessed, single-minded, and predatory. However, it is devoid of the divine purpose that the astral dreadnoughts were created for, nor does it have any understanding of why or how it came to exist. Beholders reproduce in the same sort of way that they were originally spawned by the astral dreadnoughts, and there may very well be some sort of overall design to this that Tharizdun fully intended to make use of in an effort to extend greater control over the multiverse and all other sentient life. Now, due to his imprisonment, we may never know what that true purpose is, or how it could be achieved, but it could be that the xenophobia and dispersal of the beholders throughout the multiverse could be as simple as a means of distributing these entities as widely as possible, so that they can be employed as the literal observers and agents of Tharizdun. When you consider how powerful this could be as an organized force, entities that replicate via thought, can unleash near limitless arcane force, can travel through and withstand most exotic environments, nullify magic near them, and so on. It just goes to show how powerful and capable Tharizdun actually was, and why it took the combined forces of gods and primordials to contain and control him. If Tharizdun ever can manage to free himself from the imprisonment that he's currently subjected to, perhaps you may see that the first thing that happens is the beholders essentially become his divine force in the multiverse. Now indirectly mentally linked through the astral portals and their magical connection to the astral realm, the astral dreadnoughts, and of course the impressive mind of Tharizdun himself, able to look through the many eyes of every single beholder in the multiverse and control them simultaneously. So, there you go. Tharizdun created the astral dreadnoughts, and astral dreadnoughts created the beholders. I hope that satisfies you. Thanks you again for your kind generosity, and I hope you enjoyed this video.